Hello, how's it going, Bears fans? I'm your host, Chris, and welcome back to another episode of the Bear Down podcast. Today, we're just going to be recapping what happened the first 4 weeks of the NFL season for the Bears. Obviously, the bye week just happened. I just finished watching last night the pretty good game where Drew Brees broke the record for all-time passing yards in the Saints-Redskins game. So Week 5 is officially over. We are on to Week 6 where the Bears are going to face the Miami Dolphins in Miami. Now, we're going to have content and stuff up throughout the week for that. So if you want to see all of our videos, all of our coverage on that, subscribe. But for this video, I'm just going to be talking about the first 4 weeks, about the Bears. Not really any script to this, just kind of going to be speaking about each game and my thoughts on it. I think I'm going to do this each quarter of the season myself. The other hosts, Parth and Jaylen, are in school right now. It is the Tuesday, the day after Columbus Day, and I actually have off school, so not really complaining. I'm pretty happy I'm here. But yeah, let's get into it. So, looking at the Bears, obviously they're sitting right now at 3-1, first in the NFC North. You've got the Lions at 2-3 at the bottom, and then you've got the Packers and the Vikings tied for second place at 2-1. Man, looking at the Bears so far, I can't hesitate to say that they're back. I think they really are back. I think the Bears are ready to, I wouldn't say contend, but they've definitely, if you look at the last year's team and this year's team, I think they've taken a big jump with Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy's improvements to this roster. You know, coming into Week 1 with Green Bay, obviously that's a heartbreaking loss, but you look at Khalil Mack and how important he is to the team and how much one player changed the game. The Bears could be 2-2, 1-3. God knows what the record would be if they didn't have Khalil Mack. Oh man! But just speaking out of what I think, looking at that Week 1 matchup, you know, coming into that Week 1 matchup, I knew that this was going to be on the arms of Mitchell Trubisky. I knew that this defense was going to be able to perform. Roquan Smith has signed his rookie contract. Khalil Mack was back. Obviously, we've got the dynamic duos of safeties in Amos and Jackson, and then you got Kyle Fuller, who just signed a huge deal. So yeah, coming into Week 1, I didn't really know what to expect out of the Bears, and I was pretty happy. Obviously, the first half we were up like 17-0 or something, and obviously we ended up losing that game. It was a kind of a catastrophe, but kudos to Aaron Rodgers for leading an incredible comeback. We're an interception, we're a catch away from being 4-0 or 5-0. But I'm not really going to dwell on the past. That Green Bay game obviously was a great showing for Khalil Mack, and it showed that when the offense had scripted drives coming out in the first half and the second half, they were able to put points up. They scored a touchdown in that first half and then kicked a field goal in that second half. So Matt Nagy's scripted drives were working, and this defense was as dominant as we all thought. Moving into Week 2, another primetime game. We've got the Seattle Seahawks in town. The depleted Seattle Seahawks without KJ Wright or Bobby Wagner. People really thought this was going to be a game where Trubisky went off. That wasn't really the case. He threw two sloppy interceptions, I would say, to Shaquille Griffin, the one that has two hands. I think that's Shaquille Griffin, the safety. One of them was unlucky. It was a tip pick, and one of them was an underthrown ball to Allen Robinson. So, yeah, once again, that wasn't really the offense showing out well. Khalil Mack, once again, he had a strip sack, and he did his thing. Danny Trevathan was the defensive player of the week that week. He had an interception. Prince Amukamara stepped up. He had a pick six. So, looking at Week 2, my thoughts personally was this, wow, like this defense is really one of the best defenses in the league. And I think everyone just throughout these last weeks is kind of just like, when is Trubisky going to do something? When is Trubisky going to step up? When is this breakout game going to happen? I feel like that's just been everyone's thoughts and feelings for a while. But, yeah, he had a touchdown pass to Anthony Miller in that game. And then we had the pick six, and I think there was one more touchdown or maybe a couple field goals. I'm forgetting. Yeah, there was a touchdown. It was the flip play to Trey Burton, and then we had the pick six by Amukamara, and then we had that left shoulder throw. Trubisky can't turn left. We had that left shoulder throw to Anthony Miller. So decent game for Trubisky. That was his first game with 2 touchdowns. I think he had about 250 yards, and he also has shown throughout the entire year, Trubisky, that he's been a great runner. He had some good runs in this game. Going into the next couple games, he also had some good runs, but his ability to get outside the pocket is something that I really think is overlooked. So kudos to him just for using his feet at times. I know he gets really anxious in the pocket sometimes and forces himself into bad throws, but that wasn't something that he did in the Seattle game. He had some bad throws. Obviously, he was picked a couple times, but overall in this game, I'd say he got a bit better at not being as antsy and stuff. And that's where the Bears got their first win at home. It was the first time since 2013 that they had not started off 0-2, I believe. And it was their first winning home opener since like 2014, which all those signs are just pointing towards a positive. If I was wrong in saying some of those, I'm pretty sure I'm right. But if I was wrong, you can correct me in the comments, whatever. So, going into Week 3, we've got Sam Bradford and the Arizona Cardinals. Obviously, you think of the Cardinals, you think of guys such as Chandler Jones, Patrick Peterson on defense. This is going to be kind of a bit of a test. I said going into that game, I wanted guys like Taylor Gabriel to step up. I wanted guys like Anthony Miller to step up because obviously Allen Robinson was going to have his hands full with Patrick Peterson, and I thought Trey Burton, if Chandler Jones drops into zone like he is most of the time, that he was going to be pretty busy with Chandler Jones, Trey Burton. This wasn't that good of a game for the offense either. I wouldn't say Trubisky played well at all in this game. Khalil Mack, once again, in the fourth quarter, strips Sam Bradford, which leads the Bears to go put up a mediocre drive and kick a field goal, which ended up being the game-winning field goal. The defense, once again, in this game, stepping up. Bryce Callahan picking off the rookie Josh Rosen, basically to win the game, and then Vic Fangio on the last play of the game, not even letting Rosen throw the ball, sending in all-out blitz, basically. I'd say rolling the dice for sure on that play to get to Rosen and not let his receivers get down the field in time for a Hail Mary. So, once again, coming into the Tampa Bay game, by the way, I would like to say that Arizona game was a really good game for Jordan Howard. He had, I think 85 all-purpose yards and a touchdown in that game. That was a good game for him. But coming into this Tampa Bay game, my thoughts were, man, this defense is good. If this offense can really step up, we could really start to become something special. So coming into the Tampa Bay game, I was a bit antsy, and I almost bet against the Bears in this game. I ended up picking the Bears on our podcast here, but Ryan Fitzpatrick had been playing incredible, and he obviously now, look at him now. He's one of the passing leaders in the NFL through Week 4. In Week 6, Jameis Winston is back and starting. Ryan Fitzpatrick, through the first 3 weeks or 4 weeks of the NFL, had 3 or 4 touchdowns in each game and 400 passing yards in each game. Obviously, he was deemed the nickname Fitzmagic, and now it's kind of like Fitztragic because of what the Bears did to him. But this defense stepped up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Round of applause for our defense stepping up against the Buccaneers. Obviously, it's tough when you've got Mike Evans, you've got Deshaun Jackson on the field. Deshaun Jackson had a pretty good game, but Kevin Tolliver stepped in. He had a really good game against Mike Evans, who's the same height as him. He shut down Evans basically the entire game. But this was Trubisky's game. This Week 4 matchup was a game in which Trubisky stepped up, and he finally got that breakout game. Now, people can say, wow, Chris, why are you saying it's a breakout game? It's Tampa Bay. It's the worst secondary in the league. Trubisky needed this. I'm not saying he's going to go and throw for 6 touchdowns against the Dolphins next week, but man, that has to provide some sort of heavy confidence for him. I mean, look at what happened when the offense and the defense finally, I guess, put the puzzle piece together and started clicking together. We scored 48 points against who was considered to be one of the top threats in the NFC. So, just overall, that was just kind of my spiel about every game. Looking forward and looking back at these 4 weeks, I would definitely say that the Bears are back. Man, I get so antsy over these Bears games, and to see them finally perform well and be able to step up and see players that you wouldn't expect to step up and make big plays, and just to see them be able to complete these full games, whether Trubisky and the offense performs well or not, because obviously the defense has been really consistent, the offense has been kind of shaky, but it's just nice to see us be able to close out games. Looking forward, I would really, really like the offense just to be able to just when they get in the red zone, you got to score points. Cody Parkey's been very good, but we don't want field goals. We want touchdowns. If the offense can keep being, I guess, consistent, I mean, Trubisky's fine as a game manager in these bad games. Looking forward to this game against Miami, I feel like Trubisky can be a game manager and not play super well, and the Bears will still be able to get a win. But you want Trubisky to play well. Hopefully that Tampa Bay game provided him confidence. So I guess if I just had to recap these last 4 weeks, I'd call it probably refreshing if I had to use one word. It's refreshing to see this team finally step out, this young team, start to believe in one another and succeed with one another. Matt Nagy has done an incredible job, I think, as a head coach. he could be a bit more improved as an offensive coordinator, kind of like an offensive play caller standpoint. I don't like always seeing like the jet sweeps and the screen passes and stuff. But I will say we have thrown, I think, like the highest percentage of screens in the league, and we've also had the highest like success rate. Like we've gotten the most average yards off screens. But it's a sight to see, just seeing everyone kind of step up and start, I guess, like molding into something better than just a John Fox team or a Mark Trestman team or a Lovie Smith defensive-only team. We're having the defense and we're having the offense step up, and it's kind of, I feel like, a new era of the Bears. So that's basically my recap for the last 4 weeks of Bears football. If you guys want to talk more about what you guys thought happened in the last 4 weeks, what you thought was good, what you thought was bad, go for it. We're going to be back this week with our coverage on the Miami Dolphins game this weekend in Miami. Bears are going to be repping those orange jerseys. Oh, yeah. So that's pretty much going to do it for me, guys. I will see you in the next episode of the Bear Down Podcast. You can follow my personal Instagram at @DashaiBearsNews, and you can follow us, all of our hosts, on Instagram. They're in the description, and you can follow this podcast on Instagram and Twitter at Bear Down. That's pretty much going to do it. See you guys in the next episode. Peace.